Welcome back to Dubsy Bricks for another Gotham City update. In the last update, it worked on the raised platforms around the docks area. So you've got this one all finished off and this one here. And I've started on the section just there where the raised road connects to the docks area. I did mention that I wasn't happy that the clearance here was going to be enough for trucks to come under there, and was considering raising it up by 2 or 3 bricks, which means this entire section will need to be raised up. And I've decided that I am going to do that. I think it's better to get it done now rather than regret it 6 months down the line. So all I need to do is peel off the art plates on here and then put the extra bricks under, extend the wall up a little bit, and then that'll be it. Job done. Put the base plates or the art plates back down on top of it. What I will do whilst I'm doing it, I'll take the road section out so it's going both directions, and then if I decide that I want to stop the road sooner, I can just replate it off and then tile over it. So at least that way it's another section all good to go further down the line. So without further ado, let's start peeling some plates off and get the bricks out. And it took a lot longer than I was expecting, but it was well worthwhile doing. Remove the art plates from there and raise it up by 2 bricks all the way along. And I pretty much had to replace every single pillar. When I peeled the art plates off, the majority of them came off with it. And I knew full well, if I just tried to put it back down, they were just going to crumble as I was doing it. So it was a case of put all the pillars back up, plate it all up again, and then put the art plate back on top of it. So yeah, pretty much took a whole day just to get that section all redone. Now I have made the changes to this section here as well. Obviously that's come up now by 2 bricks, and I'm a lot happier with that. And it's nice also the road still goes downhill just very slightly now. I think that little bit of slope on there just adds a little bit more character to that area. Now last time out, the arches just here were flush with that wall just there. And the reason they were flush was I built this all on one base plate. I didn't want it spanning over 2, as if I ever have to move this section at all, if it goes over 2, then it means that I'm going to have to destroy part of that structure. So what I've done now is I've actually made this so it's removable. So it's just kept in place by a couple of the jumper plates down there. So that works really well. So now the road can just go up to it and then it's all good. Also, when replacing the top there, I've left the groove there ready to put the snot road all in place. Carried on building the wall along here, and I have stopped just there in a straight line, as you can see. And the reason for that is I'm going to be removing, I think, some of these pillars underneath the raised platform there and actually build something into it. So whether or not it's a lockup for the Joker to keep a load of weapons, I'm not sure, but I think there's a good opportunity to do some more storytelling in that section. And because I've decided to do that, that's the reason as well why I've stopped building the wall there. Just need to work out how it's all going to finish and carry on along there. With the platform at the end there on the docks, I haven't bothered putting the plates on there because I thought I might as well just go straight into doing the wood effect on the top of that. So I think that'll be one of the other things I'd like to work on this in the next few days. And a little bit more progress has been made to the wooden structure that sticks out from the docks. It's all been tiled off, and I've left a fair few holes in there just to give it that look that it's showed a lot of wear and tear over time and is rotting away. And I've used some of the curved slopes and the ones which have got the 45-degree cut out of them as well, just to make it look like the wood has broken. And I think the fact that a lot of these tiles are actually scratched as well just adds to the charm of it, makes it look like even more worn down. Now, I'm not going to add any more details for the time being to this section, as I want to start putting the roller coaster in place and find out whether or not I need to put any supports up through the middle of that. But yeah, happy with how it's come along so far. And that's another wall all finished off. And I've built the lockup into the wall there, as you can see. It was quite a bit of work, more work than I thought. I had to take a few of the art plates off at the top there. And I've removed the Technic pins so that if I do need to do any further work on this section, it's a lot less destruction that's required. Now all I need to do is build the doors that will be going on this section just here. And I'm going to use some plates and tiles as for a nice effect on there. And it's going to give me a chance to put a nice pop of colour on there as well. Now this section here that I've started to tile, this is where the Falcone warehouse is going to be. And I've lowered the plates by 1 plate just here, which I'll tile off, and then the doors will sit in there, and that's how they'll be on the runners. So I'm just going to carry on now, tiling as much of this as I can, and hopefully get the tracks in here ready for the cranes to go back up. Our work has commenced on the road section here. I did originally have this all plated off, and I put some grey tiles down, the dark bluish grey tiles, and I did the same effect as I had previously on there, where they're a complete mix match of tiles, just to give it that really worn down effect. However, it didn't look as good in dark bluish grey. So what I've done, I've removed all the plates so that there's now a 2-plate drop there. Then I'll do a snot road in here, tile off all around so it's nice and flush, and then hopefully that'll look right. So what I'll be doing is a brick built road in here. I'll put some slopes and inverted slopes to give the crack effect. I will leave a couple of bricks out so I can slide some tiles in there as well to do the puddle effect. And then along the front here, I will keep it as a light bluish grey, and around the back of the buildings, I will use the same technique as I previously did. And here we have the docks here. A lot of the tiling now been done on there. The road's pretty much done as I want to have it at the moment. And these two sections here are just the buildings that I've already done. I haven't bothered with this section just yet, but the road is all fixed in place now. So let's move the structures back onto here and see how it looks. And there are the buildings all in place. And they're really happy with how this is starting to come along now. I think the location-wise is quite good. Once I've built the fun house down here, I'll decide whether or not I've got enough room to build another building on here. It would be quite nice to get another structure in there if I can. So yeah, fingers crossed that will be the case. I've left the channel in here for the railway track that I'm using here for the crane. So if I do need to put something on there, I can do so. But even if I don't do a building here, it'd be quite nice to have a load of containers all stored along there. I would like to put a few containers along the docks front here, but I am running out of room, which is a bit of a shame. But I'm sure we'll find a solution one way or another. And here we have the new section of the raised road. So I've changed the design on this and I'm a lot happier with this. And this is actually connected to the arch section just there using a couple of Technic pins. So what we've got is a Technic brick just here. I've then got another Technic brick with a pin in on there. So that just clips into place there and it raises the bridge up by a fraction like so. And I'll do this on both sides like that. Now there is a very slight gap just down here. However, because of the brick that's just here, I can carry on building off of this brick and that'll cover the gap up. So I'll probably do a very similar technique down on this end as well and see if I can lose any gaps. Due to it being at an angle, there would be a triangular sort of gap between it. So the next thing I'm going to do is just make a little bit of road to go in there, which will join onto this one here. And then what I'd like to do is have a sign that goes over the top of the road, which says Gotham Docks. So once I've done so, I'll check back in and show you how it's come out. And here it is, the Gotham Docks sign, which will be going above the entrance to the docks. And this has taken me absolutely ages to get done. It's been so time consuming. I found the letters online and a picture of it. And I was just trying to work out how you actually got them to the pieces to stick together. As very often you've got plates in between bits here. And you can't use a double-sided snot brick because it won't line up properly. And then the bit that goes down there isn't in line with a stud. So yeah, it took quite a bit of working out, but eventually I got there. And it was when I started doing the docks, I found a new technique that seemed to be working a lot better using clips and the lightsaber piece. So I will go back and redo the Gotham part of it as well. And then that way I won't have to have a thicker part along the very top there as I've got at the moment. I also need to get some of the black cheese wedges, which are 2 studs long. I've only got the 1 stud long ones, and to do this part, you do need them to be 2. So yeah, that's another thing I do need to get sorted out. So let's put this above the docks and see how it looks. And there is the Gotham Docks sign in place. And I think I'm going to have a little bit of a work on the K, as I'm not really that happy with it. It just doesn't look right. So yeah, we'll work on that over the next week or so. And I'm ordering in the other parts. But yeah, the Gotham part I think looks pretty good. It will look a lot nicer once it's all got a proper frame bit around it and the supports are more old looking rather than just those pre-molded pieces I'm using at the moment. But yeah, really happy with what we managed to get done in this update. It took quite a while to get all of the plating off done, raising this up by the 2 bricks, modifying this section just here and putting in the lockup in there. But yeah, it's coming along nicely. What would be nice to start working on soon is the rock work that's going to be going around the Arkham Asylum, but also continuing to work on the raised platform here, getting it all up to the correct height, blocking it off on the front here so you can't see the pillars. Because again, once I get all that sort of thing, it's going to be a lot easier for me to visualize the city and what's going to be going where. I still haven't ordered the roller coaster pieces. I'm going to wait till next week. So I think there's a double VIP points coming up, so might as well take advantage of that. And I know there's going to be a lot more parts I need to order, so it gives me a little bit more time to order those. But I think I've got an idea of what that roller coaster is going to be looking like. But again, I want to think of some designs for the fun house, and it'd be nice to order those parts in at the same time. Anyway, that's all we got time for. Hope you've enjoyed the update. If you have, please remember to give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content on the channel. If you know anybody else you think would be interested in Gotham City, if you can share the channel with them, it'd be much appreciated. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.